Alright, what's going on, guys? Follows back again, and let's just get right into it. Alright, so let's start off with Retsu. Now, we just got the 1000-year Blood War trailer. I'm gonna say this in the beginning of every video. We just got the 1000-year Blood War trailer when it comes to Bleach Brave Souls. So I wouldn't be surprised if 1000-year Blood War is end of the month. Just keep that in mind when it comes to summoning for these characters. I wouldn't be surprised if we get literally redo Retsu or Orihime during the course of 1000-year Blood War being either remake or the new 1000-year Blood War banners coming out. So either way, let's talk about this Retsu. Now, Retsu is an Espada killer, which is really weird. Now, for me personally, SP-based characters do not normally lend themselves well when it comes to hard GQ as a side unit. You have a little bit of value here with the weakened defense, but she doesn't have weakening, she doesn't have bombardment, she just has devastation 40%. I don't see this character really doing all that well in Guild Quest, or at least not Espada week, unless you like don't already have better. Like, for example, and I'm gonna say like a lot, so I apologize. For example, the new Cacao Society Ulquiorra that was released can literally solo just by himself, and having him do his debuff mechanic along with his attack boost can really just destroy a hard GQ on his own. And then if you have side units like Lunar New Year Rukia as well as Abirama, for example, like those characters as a team function a lot better than I think this Retsu will really function. Now, if you get this character 5/5, okay, I could see this character doing well just because you have, like, you know, plus 100% soul bomb damage there. You have the killer effect plus the range damage. The killer effect will take place in GQ when it comes to the soul bomb, but the range damage is not going to take place when you use your soul bomb, so keep that in mind. So even though you have that range damage plus 30% in Guild Quest, it's not really going to lend itself well for that. Berserker 40%, not bad. Weakened defense, pretty standard. She does have paralysis on everything, which is interesting. This will last quite a while. She does have debilitator, which is nice. She has the heal mechanic on her specials, which is going to be pretty nice. So if you see like your allies dying, like say you want to run Ulquiorra, Abirama, trying to think of other Espada killers on the side, and you see them like slowly dying or whatever, being able to heal them in a pinch seems pretty cool as well. She's a power unit, which is kind of interesting. You'll see here in Arena, she is going to be, in my opinion, one of the Arena characters where you have poise, increased special move uses, and then on top of that you have the start power up item +2, but that also requires level 10, which without Havoc, getting this character to level 10 is a huge investment. For regular PvE, you also have Guard Break, which I think is pretty good. She has an okay kit, which we'll get into in a second. 100% chance to hit dodging enemies of any affiliation, so you're going to be able to use her to farm the stamina, medium, and small scrolls without having to worry about like resetting or anything like that, or having to have the read dodge for that specific affiliation with that specific attribute, which I always hated, personally speaking. So first strong attack is going to be the 20 into 60%. Which one is this one? Is this the Bambietta? Right, yeah, so this is going to be Bambietta's first strong attack. What this is literally just, here's your character. She's going to do a ranged collision, boom, boom, boom. When it reaches like the 3rd or 4th tick, it will explode into a melee collision explosion. Personally, I think that first strong attack is alright. I don't think it's too crazy or anything like that. It's just an okay first strong attack. I like it just because usually the animations are pretty good, but this Retsu, I feel like she's kind of pretty just standard, like kind of basic, I suppose. Second strong attack is going to be, is this the 960? Yeah, this is going to be the 960, except she doesn't have Havoc, so it's only an 800 radius AoE distance second strong attack. For Guild Quest, this second strong attack is pretty good. Third strong attack is a standard full screen third strong attack. This is pretty good. Personally, for Guild Quest, I would have loved to see the 975 radius, you know, since she doesn't have Havoc. That way you have the AoE in front of you, so you don't have to flash step too much. For Espada week, you do need weaken immunity, and does she have weaken immunity? Yes, she does. Okay, good. Just wanted to make 100% sure there. And then her special move has the heal mechanic, and then on top of that, you also have the weaken defense. You'll notice here that it considers weaken defense as a buff. The way that this game functions is so jarring, because stuff like the debuff mechanic as well as weaken defense counts as a buff. Like if I go to a character like Ulquiorra, who also has Ulquiorra. I'm surprised we didn't get another Ulquiorra low-key. You'll see here, debuff enemy 10 seconds. Oh, okay, so this is classified as a debuff. I thought this was going to be classified as a buff. Interesting. Yeah, learn something new every day. Either way, I don't really see this Retsu being all that crazy. I do love her design though. I like the fact that we got a redo of the green Retsu that was also a healer. This is why I wanted to wait for a video like this to talk about it, because it's not really something that I want to like delve too into. But the reason that I like this character a bit, even though I don't think she's meta or anything like that, is because she reminds me so much of the original Retsu. And the original Retsu also has like the same stuff. So if I go to basic right here, special move name Minazuki, you'll see here that her special move name is also Minazuki. These characters are very, very, very similar, and this used to actually be the best healer in the entire game for, I want to say, a good like 2 years. Next to Parasol Nanao, who was limited, and back in the day we had literally zero access to limited units unless their banner was out, and this is also before individual banners were out. So if I actually look up into the simulator and I type in Nanao, I don't want to do Parasol Nanao because I want to do like this, scroll all the way down, you'll see here that Parasol Nanao, June 22nd 2016, Parasol Nanao. This Parasol Nanao was not available for almost an entire year, April 6, 2017, when these characters actually got their 6 stars made, and then on top of that, this Parasol Nanao was like no longer available for another god knows how long. Like you'll see here, like I don't believe Parasol Nanao was in here. Oh no, this was the new Nanao that got remade. So Mint Chocolate, was she in here? No, that's a different Nanao. Yeah, no, so like when it came down to, like, this banner only really came back one time with her in it, which is really, really oof. Like, I remember summoning for this banner and, like, pulling her, and I was so happy. She's actually one of the healers that didn't need the medic skill because this character already had the second strong attack with built-in heal. Now, you'll see here, if I go to the 5-star character, you'll see here if I go into the soul, oh, obviously she doesn't have any skills, but if I go into the second strong attack, you'll see here that it says heal party 20%. And this really pissed me off with a lot of Caleb's other healers, because there were some characters that honestly could have been as good as Parasol Nanao, but they just weren't. Now, if I go to this Retsu's first strong attack, you'll see here that she also has the heal party 20%. But if I go into her 5-star character, attack, 5-star character, you'll see here that her first strong attack was actually a self-heal of 20%. So it wasn't up until like 6 stars started being made that the medic skill was being given to characters. And since we had a character already that set precedence that you do not need medic, I personally did not like the fact that there were some characters being released and you kind of wasted a skill on a strong attack for a strong attack to do what was already done. That's like Caleb coming out with a 1200 third strong attack and then saying, oh, this character has havoc, but we could have just made those characters have a bigger AoE. Also, during this time, we didn't really have that much data mine information, and I'm going into the lore of BBS at this point, but this is also during a point where we didn't really have data mine information to the point where it's just like, oh, these are the radiuses per strong attack, this is melee collision, this is range collision, this is the 30% magnifier, 60% magnifier, 120% magnifier. We just literally had what we could see. So it wasn't up until Soldex, a shout out to my boy Soldex, bbs-simulator.com, and where we actually got to see like, oh, wow, this beam is thinner than other stuff. Like I remember when we were arguing about Toshiro 1000-Year Blood War, as well as I like how I completely devolved from the topic of the Retsu, but it was really strange when we got like a character like 1000-Year Blood War Toshiro, and then we also got a character like 1000-Year Blood War Nemu, because a lot of people were like, oh, it's not the same second strong attack, hers goes a lot farther, she's OP, she's better than Toshiro because but it's like he has more spread, and we didn't know what, like I personally looked at it and I'm like, oh, it's the same second strong attack, and it wasn't up until like we actually had full on data mine information that I'm just like, I'm like, damn, bro, I was super ignorant. I didn't even know. Because you'll see here that the AoE radius is 800, so it's like a circle, right? Whereas Nemu's second strong attack was actually a beam. So at the width, you actually had 870, and she just piled through. Like, it was a 3,000 length beam. So it's really, really, really interesting when it comes down to these characters. So this character really does kind of remind me a lot of how K-Lab used to make characters back in the day. And this information is probably going to be irrelevant for like 90% of the people, or maybe 10% of the players that are still playing. But when I see this character, I'm very, very, very fascinated and very kind of moved to see how far K-Lab has come. Because, like I said, this character was probably like one of the only healers in the game during that time. Like, we were running extreme co-op unironically with this Retsu. If you had Nanao, you were really lucky, because like I told y'all, like, the first Nanao was available June 22nd, 2016. And like, if I look at how long this banner ran for, this banner was available for 8 days. You had 1 week to summon for this character. And you'll see here that the rate was only 3% chance. You had a 0.75% chance to pull Nanao. And this was also during a time where it's like, you didn't have tap joy, you might have been able to level up characters for orbs, but that's like, you weren't given access to a lot of Brave Soul tickets. There wasn't a lot of seasonal characters at the time either. There wasn't a lot of good 5 stars either. So it's just like, it was a really, really weird dynamic when it came to BBS. You'll see here April 6th to 2017. This banner, because I think that they realized 1 week was not enough to summon for these characters, that this banner ended up going on for about 24 days. And I literally pulled her on like the last like couple days. I was editing my video back when I used to do my streams from my kitchen upstairs, right? And I was just like sitting there and I'm like, huh. It's like I'm literally doing a single. I see her quote, because her quote was something about I don't even remember. Her quote was like, yeah, come rain or shine. As soon as I saw rain, I'm like, yo, dude, my heart dropped, because I'm like, oh, I don't have to use this Retsu anymore. I don't have to use this Retsu anymore. And if you didn't have access to this Retsu, because like, say you were a newer player, for example, you know what you were using? You were using Tsukishima. And it's like, wait, but Spite, yo, Tsukishima's not a healer. What the hell? Like, this is just an SP unit. Yeah, I know, it wasn't that Tsukishima. We were using, unironically, this Tsukishima. Raid Tsukishima, bro. Second strong attack. He had a lunge for a strong attack. Second strong attack, 525. Heal to the party of 20%. And this is another thing that bugged me, because he was a team healer, and he didn't have skills either. So when they started coming out with characters with the medic skill, like if I type in medic, yeah, I really get mad excited for this. Hold on, it's not an innate skill. Well, I mean, like there is medic as an innate skill, but it was actually just a regular skill. Let me remove this, because they didn't have innate skills during that time. Do 50, boom, 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 go all the way to the bottom. But yeah, when this Retsu got her 6-star version, that's when she started getting medic, as well as this Retsu, because I think this Retsu had the same exact kit. Yeah, this Retsu had the exact same kit. I love her resurrection, recovered 25% stamina, Sarv, really good, or at least I like to think so. Same issue with this one, same issue with this one. But as these characters ended up getting medic for their, oh, this character is finally getting a 6-star, they started coming out with new characters with the medic skill, and that pissed me off, because I'm like, why are you not just using the Raid Tsukishima or the Nanao heal that's already built into the character? Why are you wasting skills? Because if I go over here and I look at the skills for like Isane, for example, she has like 7 skills. This one also had 7 skills, and it's just like, oh, why, like if she didn't get medic, she could have had something more useful. So yeah, when it comes down to this Retsu, there's a lot of nostalgia when it comes down to it. I know that it might be irrelevant to some people, but yeah, like coming from someone who's been playing this game for about 6.5, like maybe 6 years and like 2 months at this point, or 6 years and 1 month, I guess. Like, this game means a lot to me, and it's been a long time. Damn, I can't believe I made a 14-minute video on this piece of shit. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, but no, like honestly though, I do think that this character has its place. I don't really see her doing really all that well in Guild Quest. For me personally, it's just the like lore of this character that I'm really happy that she's in the game, because it's finally like it's been like literally 6.5 years since the original release of that Retsu. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys grind on, catch up, stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if y'all enjoyed this video, hopefully y'all learned something, or hopefully y'all were interested enough to make it to the end of this video. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.